This dispute between two neighbors goes from name calling and insults to bullets flying real quick. But was it justified? Let's talk about it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Self-Defense Encounters, where we break down real-world self-defense encounters so that you can learn from other people's bad decisions instead of making your own. This video is sponsored by Eclipse holsters. These holsters are insanely customizable with tons of different patterns, colors, belt clips, and aluminum washers. They also have some really cool custom accessories to go with your holster. I've been to their factory and seen their process firsthand. They care so much about the quality of every holster that they make. The best part is that your holster will ship in just 3 business days or less. If you want a custom holster with 0 wait time and a lifetime guarantee, then check them out at eclipseholsters.com. So I'll be honest, guys, the first time I watched this, I did not think this was at all justified. But after slowing it down and watching it through a couple of times, I completely changed my mind. Let's talk about the context and then get into this shooting. So this dispute is two neighbors, and I honestly don't even know what this is about and why it came to this, but there's obviously tension in the very beginning of this video here. There's some name calling and just some really mean things said that obviously there's a feud going on here. There is something that has been brewing for a while. They just do not get along. So let's watch the whole thing through and then talk about if it was justified and what we can learn from it. I don't want to tell you too much because I want you to watch it the first time through and see what you notice. So let's watch it.
Hey, asshole.
How you doing today,
totally
Jeff?
asshole. And I see you got the slut out.
Your mom out here?
Well, did you smell your upper lip?
Shoot, 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 shoot.
Oh, God.
Pull a gun on me.
Oh, God. Oh. Mother.
So the description of this video says that the older guy was shot 4 times in the chest and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and I don't know if he made it through this. I think his chances are pretty slim, but you never know. The first thing that we can take from this is be kind to your neighbors. If not just for the sake of being kind, you're going to have to live next to them for a long time if you guys are both going to be in those houses.
Be nice.
But do everything you can to be on good terms. As much as it is up to you, be kind to those around you, especially those that are going to be living next to you and you're going to have to see all the time. So obviously this older gentleman on the other side of the fence just wanted to be a jerk. He just was calling them names, being rude to them, and I don't really know this for a fact, but it seems like maybe they put the wire in between the fence lines there to make sure that he couldn't come over to their yard. I don't know, it just kind of seems like he was trying to and he was mad that his way was blocked. So be kind to your neighbors because they're going to be near you for a while. And if you can't, if you've got somebody living next to you who's just tearing up your stuff, constantly berating you or calling you names, then report, report, report. Guys, if there is anything illegal going on, whether it be threats or destruction of property or screaming at your kids or cussing at you, anything like that that your neighbor is doing, report it every single time. Because if there is a buildup of hard feelings and something like this ends up happening, you need to have record of all of those times that your neighbor was breaking the law and threatening you so that you can show the things that have happened over time. If not, then you get to a situation like this and it's your word against theirs, and you can say, oh, well, there's been 15 other times or 30 other times that he's cussed at us or he's come in our yard or whatever. But if that's never been reported, then it's not going to be something that you can actually use in court. And it's not something that law enforcement is even going to take seriously, because you're going to have one side and he's going to have another. And it's just going to be a mess of bad feelings that have happened over the years. So report everything. The next thing that we can take from this video is know when it's time to go. The first time I watched this video, the reason I didn't know if it was justified is I didn't see the older guy drawing his gun first. The fence was blocking part of that, so until you really slow it down here, you don't notice the gun coming out. But this guy pulls out a big revolver and points it up in the air, if not pointing it at the other neighbor here, and that's when he realizes it's go time, I've got to protect myself. And he's open carrying here, which normally I'm not a big fan of because it has a lot of tactical drawbacks with letting everyone around you know that you're armed. But in this particular situation where he's on his property, he's got a fence around him, so nobody's going to be close enough to grab that gun from him. I'm actually okay with it. Sometimes I even open carry if I'm mowing the yard or doing something in my backyard. What I love that he does here is he conceals his draw. If you notice, as soon as he sees that gun come up, he kind of puts that right hip behind him and goes down for his gun in a smooth way. So he doesn't move towards the guy and draw his gun. He takes a step back and kind of conceals his draw. I don't think the guy on the mower ever saw it coming, because he comes back with his gun and he very smoothly brings it out, both hands on the gun, and puts shots on target. So because he concealed his draw, that actually gave him more time to get his gun out and get shots off. That is why the draw is so important, to be smooth, to be fast, and to be accurate with your shots once you get your gun out. So he gets good hits on target and then he backs up. He gets out of the way. And I love that because he doesn't just stand around and wait for the other guy to shoot back. He knows that he got hits on target. The guy reacts to that. He kind of shrimps up and falls over. So you know that he's being hit. And then our protector moves away so that he's not going to get hit in return. He knows that he got good hits on target and he gets out of the way. And this is good because the guy who got shot ends up just winging shots in that direction. You can actually see the plants getting hit as he's just throwing bullets as a reaction to being shot. Because being shot kind of sucks. So what do you do after something like this happens? You are in a race to 911 and you have got to win that race. And know that it's really controversial that you don't want to give too much information to the police when you are still amped up and maybe even in shock, but you've got to give the information that you need to and nothing more. You've got to at least tell them, hey, I had to protect myself. I used my gun in self-defense against my neighbor. Here's my address. Here's what I'm wearing. I'm gonna have my gun unloaded. I'm gonna have my hands up and completely cooperate with law enforcement once they get here. Because if not, this guy's gonna go back in the house and his wife's gonna call the police and say, the neighbor just shot my husband and he's got a gun and he's probably gonna kill all of us. Come quick. And then how are the police gonna approach the situation? Totally differently than if you call and give your side of the story. Just give the information that you need to and let them know that you will fully cooperate and put your gun down. Massad Ayoob has some great education on this in his book. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put it right here. But what do you think? What would you have done differently in this situation? Let me know in the comments down below. If you gained value from this, then don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And until next time, be alert, stand firm in your faith, be strong, be courageous, and let all that you do be done in love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.